Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international webinar series. This series is running from last 5 years and speakers are invited from India and abroad. Every day the speakers are sharing their subject as per their field of interest and expertise. So every day we are enriching in the knowledge on various topics delivered by the speakers. This series is recognized as the India Book of Record, Asia Book of Record, and International Book of Records on maximum and daily organization of the international webinar series. Today on 5th June, we have invited Dr. Nimit Sachde sir, who is Assistant Professor, Department of Multimedia and Mass Communication, CMAOI Institute, Mumbai, Maharashtra. His topic is research and how to come up with a perfect research topic. Rationale, philosophy and step. I welcome you, sir, from organization and from all the participants, those who are joined here. As we all are the teachers and wish to learn more about the research aspects, and today's topic is related to research. Dr. Nimit Sachde, who is PhD and subject matter expert, and also branding, communication, WRO, digital marketing, event management, and PR communication. He is dedicated professor and his mission is to impart knowledge and shape young minds. Embracing a peaceful, prettyful student mindset, he actually pursue ongoing education in media and management. His skill set encompass innovation, creativity, problem solving, communication, a mean gap of the current affairs, adopts crisis management through the research capabilities, a strong work ethics, and the discretion of the safeguards confidence. She is committed to contributing to the growth and the development of the next generation while continually enhancing his own professional acumen. His interested research areas mass communication, management marketing, AI and digital education, performing arts, consumer behavior, and public relations. I welcome you, sir, and you are requested to share your topic, research, and how to come up with a perfect research topic, rationale, philosophy, and steps. Thank you, sir. Sir, you are muted. You will join again.
Yes, I joined again. Really sorry. I think I was sharing my screen and there was a net issue. I'll just share my screen. First of all, thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and thank you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts on how to decide a proper, perfect research topic. Whatever experience I have, whatever personal experiences for the guiding students, guiding colleagues, guiding PhD, everything I'll share today. Because one of the first questions that I feel before anything, now we know what is empirical research, we know everything. But the first question is, where shall I begin my research topic? So that is what we are going to try to cover today. I'll just share my screen. Okay, I think my screen is visible. Is it visible properly?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So how to select a perfect research topic? Now, most of us, whether we are PhD scholars, whether we are professors, whether we are industry working professionals, somewhere or the other, we have learned what is research, right? We know what is an empirical research. We know what is a longitudinal research. We know qualitative, quantitative, methodology, all the structure and the format we are well aware of. Even my students, when they try to think about something of research, or they want a research paper to be published, they want their dissertations to be published. So they are well aware about what is supposed to happen. My methodology will come, my hypothesis will come, how will I prove my hypothesis? They are aware. But the first question that I always face with, or that people always ask, how to select a topic? How will I understand what shall I research? That is a question. What is research is clear. What shall I research is not clear. So in today's presentation, I'll try to cover as many as practical steps, as many as philosophical mindset, because one thing that we should be well aware of, unless and until we do not have a mindset of a researcher, we will never understand what topic we need to research. So things about those mindset and the practical steps, both the things we will try to cover in today's topic. Now the first, before beginning with research, before even thinking about research topic, there are three things that you need to be well aware of. First is research as a contribution. Any kind of study or any kind of topic or any kind of area that you like. Now it can be digital media, it can be finances, it can be artificial intelligence, but unless and until that area has something remaining, something pending, something different that will contribute to the world or the society. It is not always supposed to be a societal contribution. It can be a business contribution, but something that it is contributing to the world, something that we are giving the world, the findings that we are giving the world, that is one very core idea that should be in our mind. I might like a subject. I might want to think about a topic in that subject. But even before thinking the topic, I should be clear in myself that I have to contribute something. Second is doing the right research. Now, what do I mean by doing the right research? Is having a proper ethical and a structural approach. In any research topic, any research area, I cannot just skip approaches. I cannot follow my own pattern. There should be a proper structure. There should be a proper pattern that I need to follow. So second, whatever I want to research will be my topic. But the pattern and the format is already there, and I need to go according to that format. My steps can be I can go in front, I can go in back, I can decide what I want to do. But the pattern shall not be changed. That is the second thing that should be stuck in the mind. Third is the wow factor. Now, what is a wow factor? Whenever I ask anyone wow factor, wow factor means it should be attractive. Wow factor means it should be something that is, gains the eyeballs. That is something people will love, people will be pleased with it. No, it is a wrong thing. In research, the wow factor is the curiosity that you will have. It is not about the people in the wow factor. It is about how much happiness or how much interest you have in that topic. Because see, whenever you do a research now, research will go on either for, if you are submitting in a conference or something, it might go on for 4 months, 6 months. If it is a dissertation, it might go on for an year. If it is a proper PhD thesis, it might go for maybe 2 years, 3 years. If you are contributing in research projects, funded projects, granted projects, then also you have a timeline. Minimum 6 months is a timeline, minimum. So for that 6 months, will you be able to focus and concentrate on a topic that you do not like? People might like it. There might be people, wow, that's such an amazing topic. But will you like it? Because you have to go in depth into that research now. So third factor, your curiosity. You should understand what you want to achieve. You should be interested. You should have that feeling amongst yourself that this is something where I want to know more about it. I want to constantly keep on understanding what all things are there. I want to go in depth into it. Something that will never bore me. An area, a subject, can be any subject, your choice, but something that will not bore you, the researcher. So that is the third, the wow factor. So before even thinking about the topic, before even the steps, in the next we'll study the steps, how to decide the topic. But before even deciding the topic, these are the three philosophical points that we must be very well aware of, and it should be stuck in our mind. Research as contribution, doing the research right, and the wow factor, that is the internal, the personal wow factor, not the external wow factor. Okay. Now, how do you come up with a topic? As obviously, as I said, personal curiosity should always remain. But what are the practical ways, the practical societal, or I would say the applied ways to ignite that spark of the topic? So the first is a personal experience. Your personal experiences that in your daily life you face. For an example, one of my paper is on the emojis, the perception of emoticons and emojis in the millennials and in the youth, a comparative study. Now, how did I come up with it? So one day I was just sitting in an office, and one of my colleagues' family member or relatives expired. So as soon as that relative expired, I sent an emoticon of that folded hands that we call it. It's actually a clap emoji, but we call it folded hands in India. So the folded hand emoji and a smiley emoji that is an awkward smiley emoji, the one where sweat comes from here. Now, as soon as that emoji was sent, I saw a lot of 40 plus age people coming to me. Why are you sending this smiley? This person is smiley. It is so offensive. And I'm like, that is not a smiley actually. That emoji has some other meaning. But all the 40 plus people did not understand it. That what was the meaning of that emoji? What was the perception of that emoji? Hence, I got my study from there, a comparative study. So your personal experience, your day-to-day experience, very important. Second, the problems observed in the society. What is happening in the society? You need to see what things are happening in, I would ask the industry challenge, the next, what things are happening in the industry. You need to observe each and every aspect. Observation will bring you to the problems, and those problems can be a topic of your research. One of the research topics I did with one of my colleagues, Dr. Roshni Udwani, where we actually studied how the prices are different. There is a difference of price in Swiggy Instamart. There is a difference of price in maybe Zepto. There is a difference of price in Blinkit. Now, what over here, what is happening? In these three, there is no particular one platform where I can understand where is the price difference. Maybe the milk on Swiggy Instamart is 12 rupees. I'm just giving an example, okay? Maybe the milk in Swiggy Instamart is 12 rupees. In Zepto, it is 13. In Blinkit, it is 14. Now, if I am in a rush, I might not go through all the three applications. I'll just get whatever price I want. So shouldn't there be a combined application for that where I can actually get the price difference? So again, research. One more paper published on that topic. So observe the problem in the society. Very crucial. Industry challenge. What is happening in industry? As we all know, artificial intelligence has created a boom and a chaos. It is a mixture of both. There is a boom also, there is a chaos also. So there are so many things you can find out. Then government policies. Now, what do I mean by government policies? Government actually sets up committees and commissions to carry out research before implementing most of the policies. So if government can carry on that, why can't I also think on what all things are required or what all new changes might be required? Maybe most of the research paper, you go to maybe Elviser or you go to SCI MAGO and just search about social media cases, social media laws, social media regulations. There are so many paper, and all those paper are actually suggesting what kind of policies are currently required in India. So based on such policies, based on the things that government might or might not implement, can or cannot implement, but we can research on it. That can be a fourth type. Emerging technologies, what all new things are coming, the AR, VR, augmented reality, virtual reality, how even your digital experiences are now AI integrated, how Ray-Ban has come up with the glasses where there are cameras over here. So maybe what all such kind of things can come, what more technology shall be required. If my laptop is overheating, will I have a technology that might stop my laptop from overheating? That can again be one more emerging technologies. Literature review findings. What is literature review? Literature review is studying the papers, studying the contributions that have already been done. Correct. So from the papers that have already been done, why can't we consider, for an example, I studied 20 papers or 30 papers or 50 papers on social media marketing. Now, in that social media marketing, there might be some connection between those papers. One is for Insta, one is for LinkedIn. But in Instagram, there is a paper on understanding the consumer behavior. On LinkedIn, the paper has not yet come, although social media marketing. So again, connecting those dots of literature review and identifying the gap. That is the one more possibility. Previous research recommendations. Now, every research paper, each and every paper you study, each and every paper you read, there will be a future scope of research and recommendation. It is a compulsory in every research. So what is this future scope of research and recommendation? Basically, something that further can be done in the research. If I've studied one aspect of the research, I could study, maybe I had 1 year and I could study only one aspect of the research. There are more remaining aspects, there are more remaining things that could have been studied. The researcher mentions it in the paper. So you can also try to study that. You can take the recommendations part, you can take the future scope of research, see if that future scope ka research things are already done or not. If no, then maybe that is your topic again. If it ignites your spark, again, don't forget the personal curiosity. If you are curious for it, then current events and trends, what is happening currently? All the AI is there in marketing, AI is there in media, AI is there in HR, AI is there everywhere, it is there. So what is happening? Now in media, if I talk, there are applications that actually help, that actually help the singers create music. Singers would upload lyrics, would upload what kind of music they want, and the music is created without even music composer or director. Now these are current trends that are going on. What is happening to the previous software that was Melodyne? That is the previous software. Can I take a research in comparative study between both, or can I come up with an approach that is integrated by both? So current trends, what are the new things that are coming? Next is discussion with experts and faculty. Now this is something that has been one of the most useful. Obviously, every pointer is useful, but discussion with expert and faculties, when you talk to experts, when you talk to research scholars, when you talk to people who are already a subject matter of it, they have a lot more in-depth insight of things. They have read a lot more content than we have. If I want to do something in IT, then I would like to talk to an IT expert. That can be a research scholar, that can be an academician, that can be an industry expert, or can be a mixture of all three. And it is not always that you need to have a formal discussion, you need to have a proper GD round with it. No, maybe indirect discussions, indirect talking. Just maybe you have a break and you go for a tea, and you are just in tea, you are just asking some questions, you are thinking. A common friendly discussion. This helps because the angles that the experts will have, the ways and the methods that the expert will have, maybe we might not be able to think about it. And as soon as that expert uses one key terminology and we're like, yeah, this is something it can be done. If I'm talking about IT, okay, IT, this is happening, XYZ is happening. The person might say it has already happened, now it is a term for new thing. So like, what new thing? So you need to think in that manner. So an informal discussion with experts and faculties can also be a part of it. And the last is your professional work experience. Obviously, when you work, you also face a lot of challenges, you also face a lot of issues, you also face a lot of problems. So all these issues, problems, challenges that you face can be also converted to research where you provide solutions. If you see, a lot of papers talk about the communication strategies for managers, the communication strategies for hybrid working environments. You can see a lot of things. So all these aspects, all these scenarios, all these things that I would say, all these somewhere or the other problems that you are facing is something you can also think about. You can bring solutions in, because it might happen where what problem you are facing, even someone else is facing. Possible, right? And when you do a research and provide a solution to it, it becomes a contribution to the society. So again, very crucial. So remember, everything on the right hand side, that is the personal experience, that is your observed society, everything on the right hand side is a way to find the topic. How research scholars find the topic. The one on the right, that is personal curiosity, is the way to sustain that topic. And this is the time when you talk to these people, or you find out the problems, or whatever you are applying from the right hand side. If you like something, if there is a curiosity to know more about it, that is your igniting the spark. That is the first step that you do. Now, how do you decide my research topic is excellent or not? These are the factors. First, interesting for you. Look at the last point, relevant for the society. Now there can be something where I like a topic, I like some topic a lot. Maybe I like to study about avatars, maybe, okay, uncanny avatars of social media. Now those avatars, I might like it, but is that currently relevant? No. Currently, more than avatars, emoticons are still working well. More than avatars, I would say GIFs are working. I would say other aspects are working. So I am liking it. Is it relevant? No. So I might have to shift my topic. So interesting for me, relevant for others. Two things. Then researchable. There might be topics where, you could think about a lot of good innovations. You could think about a lot of good discoveries. You could think about finding a lot of things. But is it right now researchable for you? Do you have that much data? Do you have that much access? Do you have that much resources? That comes to feasibility. These two points are connected. Do you have that much access? Do you have that much things? If no, then how will you do it? I might like something. It is relevant to the world, but I do not have that much data. I do not have the required resources for it. Now, if I do not have the resources for it, how will I conduct the research, right? So feasibility and researchable, again, two important things. Originality. Every research is supposed to be original. We all know plagiarism checker, we all know AI checkers, all these things are there. People today use AI, people use ChatGPT, people use Claude, people use Gemini, people use so many AI softwares. That somewhere or the other there will be regulations that might coming up ahead. But originality, as in whatever topic you are thinking, it should not be done before. It should be something that is unique, that is different. Because unless it is different and unique, how will it contribute to the society? Yes or no? Unless it is something that is different, how will it contribute? If it has already been done, that means the contribution has already been done. So originality is very important. Significant. Does it provide something expected? Your outcomes of it. What are the outcomes? How important are the outcomes? Are outcomes actually very crucial for the society? Are they not that crucial? Again, you need to decide that. And ethical, obviously, always be ethical. You can use AI tools, but it is not for complete research. You can use it maybe to find papers, maybe, one or two steps here and there. May I people do that? So ethical, always be ethical. Always have that sense of ethics in your mind. So when all these things are combined, you talk to people, you finish, you ignite the spark. You got your topic. Now that topic should have all these things in you. If they are tick mark, if all the boxes are tick mark, your research topic is on the right path. You're working correctly. Step 2 is the feasibility metrics. Now all my boxes are tick marks are there. All the things are ready. I have spoken to people. I have the problem that I've identified. So my feasibility metrics is nothing that research should be feasible. First is the time and economic constraints. I want to study the difference between buying patterns of millennials and of Gen Z. Okay, but I should have that much time also, right? I cannot use a 2-month research and in 2 months I can find proper buying pattern difference. That is impossible. I need at least 6 months, I need at least 1 year to understand the in-depth buying patterns, right? So my time and economic constraints, I want to study how the people of Kashmir are buying products or how are they influenced to buy products and how the people of Chennai are influenced to buy products. Possible, just an example. But do I have that much money? Do I have that? Because I'll have to visit those places. I'll have to talk to those people. I can't sit here and do everything, right? So do I have that much economic feasibilities? Do I have that much time to carry on the research? Again, I need to think about it. Second is access to data and subjects. Do I have, see, if your research or if your research topic does not have proper literature review, if it does not have a proper backing, if it does not have a proper support, then your research is not proper. There is a problem in the research. Your research is not somewhere or the other. There is a missing element. So you need to have data to the subject or to the data and access to the subjects to what your topic is about. If I want to study about maybe the financial aspects, then I need to have those many papers with me. I need to have those many papers. I need to have proper tools. For an example, again, I'll say, if I am conducting maybe a qualitative research. Now, in that qualitative research, I might want to take an interview. Now, how will I do the coding of interview? Do I have a platform? There are platforms such as NVivo, which is a paid platform. There is a free platform such as Target. Now, do I have that Target? Have I created an account in that Target platform? Then only it will give me the code. So again, access to data and subjects is access to everything. I should have that access. Third is, as I said, your ethical considerations. Okay, your research validity, your research reliability, all these things matter a lot. Even if after a lot of years, see, if your research is ethical, and if after maybe 2-3 years or after maybe 5 years, someone wants to again conduct a research on the same topic, it should be, the findings should be similar. If the things are similar, if the things or variables are similar, the findings should come somewhere similar only. I cannot be like, because if it is not similar, that means my research is not reliable. My construct is invalid. Yes or no? So all these things we need to again think. That is the step number 2. Research, then another method, this method, the one I was saying, that is previous research recommendation. You can see on the right side, the fourth from the last. Now, from previous research recommendation, how do people find? So it is the gap, research gap. What is a research gap? Research gap is nothing but a missing element which has earlier not been done. For an example, if I say the impact of Instagram, okay, I'm giving an example. The impact of Instagram on the consumer buying patterns or on the consumer buying behavior on millennials. Now, millennials, it is done. Why not Gen Z? Why not Gen Z? Maybe that can be my gap. This was done already, but not on Gen Z. So gap. So what gap that does come? That comes under population gap. The first one. Maybe I'm studying a usage of AI tools in northern India. So no one has done it in southern India, no one has done it for western, no one has done it for eastern. No. So such kind of thing, that comes under geographical. Are you understanding? Based on age criteria, population, based on location, geographical. Someone has done a survey on the usage of AI in media. Okay. Now that person has done a survey. There is another paper somewhere related to usage of AI in social media. Again, it is survey. What is that? Quantitative. Now I could do qualitative. Rather than taking a survey, I could actually go to media professionals and take an interview. A methodological gap. And earlier it was done. One consumer buying pattern or usage of media or whatever was done earlier. After 15 years, I can again do a time gap. Theoretical gap, that is, some people use some research framework, theoretical framework. Now that framework is supposed to be changed. For an example, someone considered theories of Marshall McLuhan while talking about communication. I might want to use the theoretical framework of maybe Aristotle. And I would like to apply the Aristotle in today's time. Again, that is your theoretical gap. Practical is nothing but applied research. There is a problem has been identified, but there is no solution to that problem that has yet been identified. Managers are not able to communicate in a hybrid working environment. That problem has been identified in a research. What about the solution? That is your practical gap. So in the previous researches that have been done, whatever previous research that has been done, you can also try to find out these gaps. What kind of research has not been done? What is that missing chain? What is that missing element? All those things are considered as your research gap. And once again, if a gap is bringing that curiosity in you, if that research gap is trying to, ignite that spark in you that I want to do it. So that is again a style where you can get your research topic. Okay, any doubts till now? Is it all clear? Shall I continue? Anything you want to say? Or we keep it towards the last? Okay, maybe towards the last. After everything, we can talk about the doubts or queries. Okay. Moving ahead. Your step 3 is refining the lens. Now, what do I called refining the lens. That is, you have the gap, you know the problem, you know what you want to research. Now you start to narrow your focus. Most of social science researches will always narrow down. What do I mean by narrow down? I want to understand the impact of Instagram on consumer buying behavior. But consumer buying behavior of where? Entire India or Mumbai? Okay, understood. Which consumer? Is it Gen Z? Is it millennial? What is the age group of it? So you need to always bring a top-down approach. You need to narrow down your research. Most of social science research, there are researchers that use bottom-up approach, which will find the outcomes. There will be some outcomes of it, and they create a generalized theory for entire society. But in social science research, it is always narrowing down. You need to be very specific. Your results might be applied to the entire generalized population and done. But your research should have a proper sample. You need to think what is to be done. You need to think how it is to be done. And the second is always identify theoretical frameworks. A lot of researchers, and in fact, I would say most of researchers, forget combining or forget mentioning theoretical frameworks. To which theory or how your variables or how your findings or how you are positioning your work within the broader conversation. Whether you are drawing maybe from Aristotle's theory, or you are drawing something from Newcomb's communication theory, or whatever. What are you drawing your variables from? What is the base of your study? So that is the second thing. So refining the lens as in focusing on two things. One is the top-down approach, which I'll explain more in the next slide. And one is identifying your theoretical frameworks, which fits your research question the best. Okay, so these are the two things. Again, that is your step number 3. So 1, we started from step 1, spark. Step 2, feasibility matrix. Then step 3 is your refining the lens. Now this is what I was talking, the top-down approach. As I said, I'll explain in the next slide. See, this is the top-down approach. I am interested, or my area of topic is digital media. I am very much aware of digital media. What in social media are you talking about? So I might again think, okay, no, social media, my focus is Instagram. I love Instagram. I want to know more about Instagram. Beautiful. Your step 3 is done. Now again, narrow it down. In Instagram, do I want to understand how of reels? Do I want to understand the new Insta shorts that have come? What do I need? What do I want? So maybe I want to understand more about influencer marketing again. Okay, influencer marketing, but impact on what? Just the awareness, just the engagement, just the purchase behavior. Oh, purchasing. Yes, it is more down. Okay, now then who's my audience? Purchasing behavior of what? If my influencer marketing is somewhere impacting the purchasing behavior, then of whom? To college student. Okay, lovely. Gen Z, college students. But now college students, entire India, entire world, where? So what is feasible for me? You remember feasibility? What is feasible for me? Oh, I live in Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai college students. There's your topic. There's your funnel topic. So that's how you need to go into the entire top-down approach. You need to keep on thinking. That is the funnel technique. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this. Step 4 is the worthiness test. After feasibility, after refining your lens, after all the taking down all the necessary steps, is your researched idea actually worthy? That depends on 3 things. First, fresh insights into the field. See, whenever you think about a research topic, whenever maybe you go for PhD proposals, you go for dissertations, you go for anything. But you need to remember one thing, that in your proposal, without even when the research has not yet started, it is just a proposal. Okay. In your proposal or in that proposal, you also need to mention the expected outcomes. I cannot be like, I'll do the research and then I'll think what will it contribute. It cannot happen like that. It is what are you expecting? What outcomes will that research give? You need to be well aware of it. What will it contribute? So what those outcomes again should be the fresh insights. It has never been done that kind. Second, your research title or research topic should be clear, specific, and smart. Clear, specific, and smart, as in again specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. I can't be like, I'll do the research, just let it go, let it go. The one conference when, two conference when, I'll see in future, I'll see in future. No, no. If you are spending too much time on the topic, every time the constituents will change, every time the modifiers and the moderators of the research will change. So you need to be very specific and you need to be time bound as well. Third is your alignment with future goals. What do you want to do? Why are you doing that research? You need to ask yourself, why am I doing it? Is it just I want to study something new? I want to contribute? I want to become an expert in that domain? All these answers you need to give to yourself. Once you have the three answers, that is your worthiness test. Okay. Then step 5, from problem to proposal. Now, you have the problem, you have the topic, you've done the top-down approach, everything has been done. You need to form a proper proposal now. You need to start writing. What do I mean by writing? You need to start with proper introductions. You need to start with proper key terms. There might be certain terminologies that people might not understand, or there might be certain terminology, something that you are thinking, which is very different, which people do not read, or maybe your perception is different. A student engagement, for an example, for some teachers might be attendance and participation. One, a student engagement for some teachers might be maybe, logical engagement. It is not just attendance and participation. They are actually thinking and working on it even after class. A student engagement, again, from some people or for some teachers, will be motivation. From my subject, that child has. Is that terminology for you? You need to define all the terminologies, all the meaning of those terminologies according to you and your study. You need to define that. Okay, so you need to clearly state what is there, and even the significance of your research. Why does this research matter right now? If I'm saying that my student engagement, that is, there should be an emotional engagement, why does that emotional engagement matter right now? Why would it matter? Because maybe currently students are very much confused. Currently students do not know what to pursue, what to do in life. Hence this study is important. Hence this study is significant in today's time. So all your answers, right from introduction, right from your key words, your key terminologies, right from your expected outcomes, everything should be written in a proper manner. So that is when you are now coming towards the formal development of the research. Iterative nature of research. Now see, whenever I say you have everything, you have decided everything, and then you get bored, you need to know three things. Research is something that is three things that are continuously going on. Three things that will constantly be repeated in research. One is flexibility. If you are too much, I would say, stubborn or too much stringent or too much, I would say, somewhere stuck that this is what I want, this is what I want, you are not becoming flexible in your questions, then it becomes a problem. What do I mean by flexibility? I want to study student engagement. I want to study emotional engagement. But from that emotional engagement, maybe I'm not able to derive a proper, I would say, maybe proper results. My results are somewhere not very strong. It are positive, but not strong positive. Then I might need to add some modifiers. I might need to add some middle elements, something that I'm missing. I might need to change something in my questionnaire, change something in my research. So you need to be flexible at every stage. I cannot be stuck. This is my path. This is where I'm going. No. Your path can be changed. Destination is important. Next is embracing uncertainty. Anything can, obviously, in research, nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. Anything can change at any, I would say, part of research. Some questions will remain unresolved. The unresolved questions, what will they become now? Your recommendations for future scope of study. This is something that you missed. So are you understanding that factor? Uncertainty is something which will be there and it cannot be eliminated. I cannot be very fixed If you are coming with a fixed mindset, then no, research cannot be done. Okay. Third is the power of pivot. What do I mean by the power of pivot? Despite careful planning, despite everything, there might be chances where you might need to start from a new direction. I was reading one of the research papers from the Journal of Marketing, Scopus Index papers, where a professor from an Asian professor, I don't remember the name exactly, but that Asian professor was actually trying to understand the visual aspects of the marketing, the placement of every element in the packaging. And that professor's entire study failed because she was not getting any kind of results, proper results. She had to again restart by adding construal mental levels, whether it is for a product that is of, I would say, phones that requires more thinking, or a daily use product. Once she created that modifier, once she started that research again with these two elements, she got a better result. She had to start again everything. Because what she found out, that because every time the answer differed, she just took random products, answer differed. Every time it is differing, there is no strong positive answer. So what to do now? You start again. You do not give up. You start again. That is what is the nature of research. She bought those modifiers. She bought those moderators in her research. And from those moderators and modifiers, she could again get a very good research contribution. And that paper is right now Scopus indexed. It has citations, so many citations. So 3 things, again, you need to remember along with everything. That is, be flexible. Uncertainty will be there. And you might need to start again and again. The power of pivot. Okay. The strategic checklist for success. You need to see whether these 5 boxes are also being ticked. See, I am obviously, you might be thinking this, I'm constantly telling this also, this also, this also. But it's reality. That is how research is. There are so many things you need to think before starting a topic. As I said, flexible. The first step, being flexible. There are so many things that you need to tick on. There are so many things that you need to talk about. My practical step ends over here. This is practicality. I talk to people. I do refining of the lens, funnel technique, worthiness. These are my practical. But again, these are the things that you need to have in your mindset. If these things you do not accept with grace, then research is very difficult. Okay, so the checklist, all these things again needs to be ticked. First, solvability within time frame. Will I be able to solve this research within the given time frame? If I select 2 years for it, will I be able to solve it in 2 years? You need to think about your research. Is it aligning to the proper goals and standards? That is the relevancy to the industry. The research ethics, is it properly happening? Is it aligning? Articulate potential impact. That is, what are my expected outcomes? Already be ready. I should get this outcome. I can get more outcomes also. But what I am thinking, somewhere I need to also articulate about it. Methodological coherence. There is a structure and a format given. My research should follow that. I cannot create a new structure. My research should have a proper methodology. It should have a scope. It should have limitation. Any research that does not have a limitation is a false research. So methodological coherence. Then resource and access confirmation. I should have my required equipments. I should have my required database. A research topic, if anyone tells you it is a bad topic, do not believe that person. In research, there is a golden rule that no research topic is good or bad. If someone is telling, this is a bad research topic, my friend, then you need to understand your topic is not bad. There is something again missing in your research. Flexibility and uncertainty. Remember, psychological aspect. There is something missing in your research. There are some modifiers missing. There are some middle elements missing. There are some moderators missing. My topic is not bad. I might have missed something. I can add something. I can start again maybe. But my research topic is not bad. Because that topic is interesting for me and is relevant. There is no bad topic in research ever. Always remember that aspect. If someone is telling, this is such a narrow topic, possible, can be narrow, not a bad. I will again rework on it. I will bring the middle variables. Okay. Always remember, your research is supposed to be smart. This is a research topic. See, any topic should have these 4 things. Your population, your variables, your context, and your location. This is very important. 4 things is always needed. If any one thing is missing, a lot of research papers, if you see, either location is missing or population is missing from the title itself. That should not happen. It should always be present. What you need to avoid: very narrow topics, very niche topics. Now, why I say avoid niche topic, it is not because that you can obviously do have niche topics, you can do niche topics, that's not a problem, but niche topics are usually found more irrelevant to the industry. So hence it is suggested to avoid it. It is not always compulsory. Second, lack of literature review should not be there. You should have abundance of literature review. You should have proper access of data. Your study should not be duplicate study. It should be an original study. Emotionally attachment to the topic. This is very important. Any day as a researcher or as a research scholar, you find yourself emotionally connected to the topic, then it will be a problem, because once you are emotionally connected, you might not want to listen to the constructive feedback. You might not want to be flexible. You might not want to understand different aspects. You might say, this is my topic, I will go through it, because you are personally connected. Always avoid that. Be very logical, be very professional. It is a research topic. Next, ignoring ethical issues, never do that. You should not plagiarize. If you are using someone else's content, then you should cite them, give them citation. Select trendy topics without feasibility. I can select anything that is going on, but I'm not able to conduct the topic. It is not feasible for me, economic feasible or time feasible, anything. Again, you should avoid that. And the last is selecting topics beyond available expertise. Now, for an example, I am a multimedia and mass communication faculty. I work in the management section also, etc. Suddenly, one day I decide I want to do something in data science. But I am not an expert of data science. There might be so many things that I do not know. There might be, even if I study those papers of data science, there still might be a lack of something. So it is always suggested to stick to your domain of research, not go beyond your expertise. It is a suggested topic always. Okay? Before beginning, ask these 8 questions to yourself. Once you have an answer for it, go ahead. You followed all the steps, you decided your topic, your philosophical aspects are ready. Now ask these questions. First, am I genuinely interested? Because if I'm not interested and I'm going to be bored after a few months, then you are just wasting the time. Second, is sufficient literature available? Do I have at least 30 to 50 papers for a research paper? I'm saying in a thesis, 100 papers are required, more than 100 in fact. So is there sufficient literature review? I need to think. Can I complete it within the timeline? 1 or 2 months here and there is fine, but it should not be a longitudinal study unless the research is longitudinal. Can I access to respondents or data? I need to understand maybe how Steve Jobs or how maybe Bill Gates is working, how much does Bill Gates scroll, but do I have his number? Do I have his contact? How can I do that? So access to respondents. Does a research gap exist? The gaps that we studied. Is it ethically acceptable? Is my research ethically acceptable? Is my research having a positive contribution or negative contribution? What is happening? 7, does it matter academically or practically? It can either be academic theory contribution, it can either be an applied contribution, applied research or theoretical research, but it has to be something. And 8, does it contribute something new, whether to business, whether to society, whether to environment, whether to the current generation, whether to frameworks, whether to models, anything. But does it contribute something new? So these 8 questions you need to have an answer for, these strict answers for these 8 questions. Once you have an answer, I think that is now when you practically start drafting the research proposal. Always remember, be bold. Why bold? Because you need to collect data. If you are shy in collecting data, it is a problem. Be specific, specifically related to your topic, and always stay curious. Always try to find out what more. I'll tell you, even if you are not able to find out, maybe you'll be able to mention it in the future scope of research. You have found out something, oh, this is there, oh, this can also happen. Okay, mention it in future scope of research. Why not? But this will happen if you are curious. Okay. So that is, I think, the most practical and the philosophical steps of how we can actually select a research topic and how most of the researchers select the research topic. So any questions, any queries anyone would like to ask?
Thank you, sir, for your great presentation today. Because
Thank you.
your 8 questions, which you have said that everyone should check before the speech, before the research, that are the great, and everyone should check before starting the smart research, as per your definition. We have
Yes.
explained every aspect of this right from starting its ethical background. Then lastly said that be bold, specific. All these things are very necessary for a researcher. And this session will be the milestone or guiding the students. You will be useful to the researcher, those who are doing research. They should watch this session, I think.
Thank you.
And before thanking you, I would like to thank Pritika madam because she have introduced us, and
Yes.
fortunately she is joined here. I'm thankful to her also.
Yes.
Thankful to you at first.
Thank
Then
you, sir. Thank you so much for
thank
giving
you,
us
ma'am.
this opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, very great presentation we have listened today, and very useful to all those who are in academic or in research field. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I would
Now,
also like to thank Pritika ma'am for introducing me to you, and thank you, sir, for this opportunity. In fact,
yeah, sir, we need such sessions that will be more useful to all the academicians. Now the dais is open for the all participants. They can discuss with our speaker.
yeah.
Thank you.
So, I would like to thank all the Shankar sir, Kartika sir, Max. I would like to thank everyone for their wonderful comments. Also, thank you. I'm happy I could contribute. Please, any questions you can feel free to ask. Maybe in chat, maybe unmute if any questions, any queries.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, I would like to ask that how can we add in the literature the connected papers or the things to complete our like topic as a whole, to
Okay.
find the whole background of the topic, that what has been done. So mostly the researchers have not access to all type of datas.
Correct.
That generally happens. So
Yes.
I feel sometimes it automatically missed many things. So
Yes.
it is a big issue these days. So how can we solve this kind of problem?
So when I mean, even I faced this problem when I started my research journey. A lot of students, everyone. So there are, sir, if in case, see, I can obviously there will be 10,000s of papers. Okay, I need to select even in a PhD. I need to select 100 of papers, right? I don't need to select all the 10,000 papers. So there will be something that is missing. There will be some paper or some idea that has been missing. You have to try to go for the best papers that are open access and freely available. You can go to SCI Mago. Again, most of the researchers know this. They actually give a list of the top quality papers. You can go to Elviser. Then find out all the open access papers, top open access papers, and from those papers you select your 50, 100, depending on your research. You select your papers. You can then use, in fact, most of the people just simply read the paper, then cite them, study, find the gap. You can use VOS viewer also. VOS viewer will, in fact, all those paper data, if you put in the viewer application, it will give you the current trending themes and topics. So you can maybe give it a try for that also. So go for open access, top quality open access papers. As we know, we take samples, right? So maybe in literature review also we have to take a sample. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm happy I
Thank
could
you for the
help.
nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very strongly, you have like guided any researcher to find his topic and niche properly.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
I'm happy I was able to contribute. Any more queries?
Lakshmi Shankar sir is our respected resource person of our session.
Oh,
He's patent holder and very studious person in the engineering field. So, and every day joins and discusses with the speakers. I'm very happy to such a joining member, also the resource person of our series.
oh,
Thank you,
lovely,
sir.
sir. Lovely. Thank you, sir. I would like to join one of your sessions as well, sir. Amazing, amazing.
We welcome you, sir, because this series is running on 5 years. And before 5 years or in the starting period, if one speaker is in my list, they are all always in list. If I request them and remind them, will you please join as a speaker again, they are again happy. Because this is the academic community or the family of us, right from last 5 years. So every researcher or the speaker when joins with us, he always remains with us because we invite, we take benefit of such speakers and experts, and it can be beneficial to others also, those who are joining here. Thank you, sir. We are enjoying this academic engagement every day.
Amazing. So it's an amazing initiative, and hats off to you, sir, and all the resource person also. So congratulations, and I would love to join all the sessions as well, sir.
Thank you, sir, because support of the speakers and participants is very necessary, sir. And that's why we are running this, only support of the speakers and members joining.
True, sir, true. I'd love to join, sir, really. Amazing. Hats off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Again, I would like to ask other participants, those who are here, they can ask with the speakers any problem if you have.
Any queries you can ask in chat box, maybe.
Thank you, sir, because you have spared here your valuable time. And the students are very lucky, those who are to which you are guiding or teaching them, because such energetic teacher having a great efficiency to do something for the students, to clarify all the ideas, being maybe the research or maybe in a regular topic. I like such and I respect such teachers because students are very fortunate to you also.
Thank
Thank you, sir. Thank you to you. And in future, you will be here as a speaker on other topic as per your wish. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Thank you to Pritika madam also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I would love to be join again and as well as an attendee.
Thank you,
also.
sir. Thank you. Thank you, BETKAR, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We hope we can contribute in future as well.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. And you are also the upcoming speaker. So I would
Yes,
like
sir,
to,
yes.
we all are eager to listen you also. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. We will stop here. I will keep this dash open for a few minutes for filling the feedback leave.
Yes.
And you can take rest. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, once again.